All right, well, got another blizzard here, so thought I'd come outside. There's my walking stick. Took my mitt off so I could use my inner glove and see if I could make some kind of a stand or something. Okay. Yeah. Guess not. Well, how about we just do this? I'll just hold this. Put my mitt on top of this walking stick. There we go. Okay. Coming down again. You know, second blizzard of this year, 2026. And I don't know, what do we have? Blizzard in 2027, 26, 2025. I think maybe it was last of 2025. It's either December or early January. Don't remember. You guys know. So anyway, thought I'd come out and trying this combo on my mucklucks on the right foot. Trying the two Lamilite socks and kind of a little bit difficult right now because I broke my glasses, so I'm gonna have to repair them. But anyway, so trudged out here, post hold out here in these mucklucks, and trying this new combo. Two Wiggies Lamilite socks mated together inside of Canadian wool muckluck military wool liners. Okay, Canadian military wool liners for their military mucklucks. So I got my Neos on. So there they are. Got my Canadian wool, well, no, not Canadian wool, Swedish wool military trousers. Got my Swedish Mikkelgard anorak on. Got my military wool mitts. These have a wool liner in them, and then I've got the Flyers gloves on. Okay, and yeah, and then I've got a pashmina Himalayan goat wool scarf as a wrap around the waist. Underneath my layering is my typical mesh. I got Wiggies on, then I got the Brigny on, and then I've got regular 100% wool long john top, and then I've got this this snug pack wool, or not wool, excuse me, snug pack poncho liner. Okay, that I've got that on. I sewed the sides up on that a few years ago, so it's got arms in it. So I got that poncho liner on, no other insulating layer. And then I've got on the Mikkelgard anorak, the hunting anorak. I don't remember if they called it anything in Swedish. And then, of course, I got these Flyers mitts on, and so the Flyers mitts work really good. A lot of people, you know, they want all kinds of different mitts out there, but these Flyers mitts have always done me well. I just, you know, soaked the leather in L.L. Bean boot guard over many winters. I've just rubbed that stuff in, and my hands don't get wet, and my hands always stay warm. I've been past -40 in these and had no issues. So they have wool on the back. Go ahead and wipe that off. So there's wool, mouton wool on the back of these, and then leather palms. And then I'm wearing a wool watch cap with a visor, with a bill on it. So yeah, of course I'm wearing long wool underwear trousers, bottoms underneath my wool trousers. And you know, this snow is not supposed to stop. We've already got more than a foot. We still had almost a foot on the ground from the last blizzard. Okay, now one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video is the snow. Okay, this is New England, and a lot of young people are not used to this kind of weather, but this weather was very normal when I was growing up. Very normal. You know, it used to get sub-zero all the time in the winter. And snow would come and it would stay and it'd be piled high, you know, feet deep. You know, the plows would have it, you know, 12, 15 feet deep some places, you know, all pushed aside. And it was serious stuff. You know, sometimes you could not go to the store for weeks. You know, we prepared for that sort of stuff. People, you know, I was a prepper before there was preppers. You know, that's just the reality of it. Prepper before prepper existed. All right? Because we prepared for the winter. We prepared to be snowed in for weeks sometimes. You know, my parents had 6 months of food for each person on hand. Each person. And then, you know, those people who were fortunate enough to have snowmobiles back in the day, you know, because snowmobiles didn't always exist. You know, but the thing is that some people had snowmobiles, and sometimes stores would open. You know, small stores would open, and people that had shopping lists, you know, they would like take them to the person with a snowmobile, give them a few extra bucks, and then they would bring something extra to the house. You know, most people had stuff on hand already, and then, you know, they might like something extra, and they'll say, hey, could you pick me up this, and here's a few bucks extra for your trouble, blah blah blah. You know, that's the way it was back in the day. You know, and back in the day wasn't that long ago. Okay, we're talking like 1970s, right? Before all this fake climate change crap started. Okay, all this weather modification is the result of science. So the scientists have been messing with the weather for a few decades now, and they have been trying to change the weather around. See, you know, trying to see what they could do with the weather. You know what? It's just going back to normal. Trump came in office. I don't care what anybody says. Trump got back in office. All of you 20-something, 30-somethings, even some of you 40-something-year-olds that believe that climate change is real, I'm here to tell you, it's all man-made. It's all fake. It is all made by weather modification machines and methods, okay? And any real climate change is the result of thousands of years. Thousands. Not 20 or 30 or 40 or even 100 years, okay? It's not the result of a little bit of time. It's the result of, you know, a few decades of people messing with the weather, cloud seeding, using HARP machines and other stuff around the world. That's where it comes from. It's not climate change, okay? They're faking you out. All you young people that think that climate change is real, wake up, because it's not. As soon as Trump came back in office, he started defunding all of these mechanisms that were giving them money to do all this climate change crap, to actually physically try to manipulate it. He defunded it all, and guess what? It started stopping because they had no more money to fuel their programs. It started stopping. And this is the kind of weather it was when I was a young guy, and it's starting to like recover and go back to normal, because it didn't take very long, but it's going to go back to normal the way it was. People will start getting, you know, nice snowy winters. The ski resorts will start, you know, going crazy and stuff. All of this stuff will all come back to normal if it's left alone. If it's left alone, it'll all come back to normal, okay? All this stuff about climate change, oh, the world's going to be underwater by 2010, Al Gore, he's an idiot, okay? And just people fear-mongering others, say, oh, the world's going to be underwater. Well, guess what? The rock that they set over there in Plymouth, Massachusetts is still there. It's not underwater, okay? It's 15 feet above sea line, and it's always been 15 feet above sea line. Plymouth Rock is encased in a cage. People can't go and just pick it up or nothing, okay? There's a plaque there. It's still in the same spot. It's still the same level it was then. Nothing has changed, okay? So all these weather modifications are the result of Looney Tune people wanting to change the climate, wanting to change this, wanting to change that. And now they're out of money because Trump shut them off. That's right. He shut them off. Yeah, I don't particularly like Trump as a person. You know, and some of my family has been around him and knew him a little bit, but the thing is that he's not a nice guy, you know. I mean, he does what he could do. He's not a Christian. I guarantee he's not a Christian. But the thing is that, you know, when you come to presidents, it's always the lesser of two evils. And he is the lesser of two evils. You can't get away from that. If you're going to have presidents of the United States, it's always going to come down to the lesser of two evils. That's all it's going to happen. You're never going to get a great person as a president that I have seen. Anyway, so that's more or less what this video is about, is to show you that when the climate is left to its own devices, it's going to do what it does naturally. It's going to do what it does naturally. Okay? It can only be coerced. You can't really change it. You have to keep trying to change it in order to keep it changed. You have to still keep on top of it. It's like maintenance, right? Okay, that's how they say, oh, we're going to change the climate. We're going to change the climate. You can't change the climate. You can spend billions of dollars changing the climate to have it sunny and warm in Massachusetts, you know, or Connecticut or any place in the north. You'd have it sunny and warm or whatever for a while. But as soon as the money shuts off, all of the programs go away. They don't have any money to fund them. So when those programs go away that they've been using to change the climate around, when those go away, it goes back to normal. It rights itself. It goes back to normal. There's no more climate change. The climate change thing is a bunch of bunk. I'm here to tell you 100%. Nobody I know believes in climate change. Climate change is the result of people changing the climate. Not cars, people. People putting stuff in the back of jet aircraft and cloud seeding and other crappy little programs like that, spending all the taxpayer money over nothing because they want freaking it to be warm in the north. How stupid is that? Stupid. I'm tired of stupid people. I wish they would just like fall off the face of the earth, right? But there is no face of the earth because it's round. It's round. Earth is a globe, dummy. Earth is a globe. If you believe that Earth is flat, you're stupid. You need Jesus. Jesus will tell you the Earth is a globe. He created it. It hangs on nothing. Read the Bible. It's in the Bible. It says that the Earth is a globe. It's not flat. It's not a disc flying through space. It's not something with an ice wall. You can't fall off of it. Anyway, I just thought I'd come out here and show you this glorious white snow and let you know that this is going to go on for a while longer. We're probably, I would say I've got at least a 1.5 feet, 2 foot around me right now. At least 2 foot. And we're going to get more. There's going to be more. It's hammering down right now. It's hammering. So I come out here for 2 reasons. One, to show you and talk to you about fake climate change. And I wanted to talk to you about my mucklucks. So I've got these new liners I'm trying out. I'm not really noticing any difference in between the Banff liner and the other liner setup, which is a layered setup. I'm not really noticing any difference. Busted my glasses this morning. I'm going to have to fix them because I still got snow removal to do. I'm going to have to remove all the snow. So I got a long driveway to do, a couple feet of snow, and I've got the driveway around the house and so on and so on. I've got all that to do. Got to dig the cars out. So I got 2 vehicles there. Got to dig those out. Got to dig out the steps. I probably got 5 or 6 hours of work to do. It's a lot of work when it gets deep. But you know, when I was a kid, it was not unheard of to have a hard snow, and for I and one of my brothers to have to get out and shovel and shovel and shovel and shovel. We'd jump out the 2nd story window into the snow. It was that deep. It was so deep that the front door was snowed in and you couldn't get out that way. You had to go out through the 2nd story window. So, you know, when I talk about having 6 months of provisions on hand and fireplace and all that, you know, that wasn't prepping. That was living. And we like living that way. We like living hard. Some of us like to live hard. We like to live hard. We like the challenge of living hard. And we don't like when people come up here to New England and act like a bunch of little whiners. We don't like that. We don't like when people whine. And real New Englanders stay all year round. All year round. All 4 seasons. It's not that we're not rich Okay, so there are some people in New England that are super rich, but they stay all 4 seasons because they like it. They like having 4 seasons. I'm not rich, but I like the 4 seasons. I like going through each season. I like the challenges of each season. Don't really like summer too much. I'm not a hot weather person anymore. You know, when I was younger, I could easily withstand the hot weather to a point, but when it got up to around 140, you know, in various parts of the world, it was a little bit too hot for me even. But I always have preferred the cooler weather. Autumn and winter is my two favorite seasons. Yep. Despite the fact that I love tiger stripe camo. I've always loved tiger stripe camo because it works good. Anyway, I'm out here and it's still snowing hard. It's snowing and hammering it down. It's not going to stop for a while. I don't even know what time it is. But yeah, gonna have to go ahead and take off some of these clothes because I'm gonna be, you know, moving about, doing some work. You know, I don't want to get my good clothes all messed up with, you know, messing around with fuel and whatnot. I don't like to do that. I like to use clothes that are pretty much designated for work, you know, and then have my other clothes just for nice, because they cost a lot. You know, some of these clothes cost a lot. It's just the way it is. You gotta pay to play. Gotta pay to play. Too bad though about this anorak. I would really love to have Wolverine fur around this whole thing. You see how this is getting all iced up right here? You know, if this had Wolverine fur, that wouldn't be happening at all. You know. Yeah. Too bad about that part. But other than that, I mean, it's a good anorak. You know, I'm good. You know, especially I put this pashmina wool, goat wool scarf around the center of my body. Tied that down. It'd be nice if there was a hem cord closure, but there isn't. But you know, you gotta pick and choose. All right, well, I'm gonna let this one go, guys, and then I'm gonna change out into my work clothes, and then I'm gonna get working on the yard because I got a pretty big driveway, and it ain't gonna plow itself. You know, I gotta get the snowblower out, blow it out of there, and Aaron's, A-R-I-E-N-S, Aaron's, that's the brand I use, in case anybody want to know. So, got King of Snow, or whatever they call it. The only thing that's I don't like about it so much is the badges fell off the first year I had it. They got cold and the stickiness came out, and the 2 badges that were on there fell off. I didn't like that. I thought, well, these things cost a lot of money. They should have holes drilled through them and have they should have rivets to hold them on, you know. But anyway, one day maybe I'll drill them out, put a rivet or 2 here and there, put them back on. It's not an important thing, but it's, you know, you get something, you like it to look nice, right? So I like to keep my stuff nice. You should too. Keep your stuff in good condition. That way it'll always be ready to work. A badge is not keeping it in good running order or anything. It just looks nice, you know. Man, yeah. Okay, I've rambled on long enough. I hope that everybody's safe and secure out there and having a nice time. If you got all this snow coming your way, you know, soon enough it will be mud season. So we had stick season, We've had winter. Next is mud season. So there's 4 seasons, but there's really 6. There's 6 seasons. So there's autumn, winter. Okay, or excuse me. There's autumn, stick season. There is winter. There's mud season. There's spring. There's summer. You see, it goes like that. Alright, I gotta get these glasses fixed. And I gotta get changed out. And I'm gonna wait until all this blows through. Probably gonna be a few more hours. We're gonna wait for it to blow through. Then, alright, and then I will start with the snow blowing. I'll probably get done in the dark. Luckily, it has a little cheesy light on it. Yeah. Well, that's one of the funs of living in New England when, you know, weather is acting normal. Acting normal, right? Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Remember, climate change is fake. When they stop doing their climate change crap, weather goes back to normal. Oh yeah.